It's time to continue with Ultimate Racing 2D. The championship is currently looking like this. The drivers, Charles Leclerc leading by 20 points, and then constructors Ferrari leading by 11. I know it's highlighted yellow, but I'm just in control of that character, so I can do stuff. I'm not in control of anything. It's the whatever you call it thing. So Aston Martin doing surprisingly well. Mercedes doing an alright job. We continue to Spain. So this track. Oh right, I need to change the settings for God's sake. So I'm not in spectator. So I am in spectator mode even. Don't know why it should just stay like that. I don't know why it does that. But anyway, off to Spain for the actual Spanish Grand Prix. And off we go. And we've got Dominic. Dom is not alive. Okay. Or am I not alive? I need to check. Microphone level. Normal. Okay. So, Charles Leclerc on provisional pole. Vettel fighting for fourth. Lance Stroll, his teammate, is actually in last place. Charles Leclerc takes the lead here, and Perez might just snatch second place. And our qualifying is finished. Lance Stroll 20th, followed by Latifi, Tsunoda, Ricciardo, and Hamilton in P16. Alex Albon P15, followed by Schumacher, Magnussen, Ocon, and Norris, with Gasly in the top 10, with then Zhou, Alonso, Bottas, and Russell, with Sebastian Vettel in P5, and then Verstappen, Carlos Sainz, Perez, and Leclerc, the championship leader, on pole position. Did I just exit out of that? Please, okay, good. Alright. 5 red lights, and Charles Leclerc gets off the line very well indeed. It's currently wet out there. It is wet out there. Everyone's on wet tires, but it is currently not raining. It's just wet on the surface. And look at what's happening behind. Massive battle for P5. Russell and Vettel. Verstappen having to defend from both of them. Vettel wide. Alonso up into P6. Russell being tagged. Vettel. Alonso's into the pit lane. I think that was a tactical move, or he got pushed into the pit lane, but it's now Ferrari 1-2 as Carlos Sainz gets past Perez and Verstappen gets ahead of Perez. Another Spain tactical move there, not like we'd like to see, but now everyone's on wet tyres on a dry track, so we'd love to see where this goes. The wet tyres can last off for 14 laps, but it's not raining anymore, so these guys need a pit. Verstappen's going wide, Perez as well. The people who just pit will hopefully have an advantage, as the leaders are now in the box. So here we go, Charles Leclerc coming out of the pits now. Down the back straight we have Valtteri Bottas and Pierre Gasly. Bottas in P4, Gasly in P3, and look at that podium. This is a great race so far. Gasly, out of all people, are in P2. Dom, are you here? Are you alive or are you dead? He is dead. Okay. And Gasly in P2. Then Alonso and Bottas. Bottas is being swarmed by everyone right now. And Perez gets past him. The Red Bull up into P4, but he's going to fight back round the outside. I don't think he has the pace, though, to fight back at the moment. Carlos Sainz down in P7. Currently the podium... Oh, hi, I downloaded Ultimate Racing 2D.
Yeah, I can tell. You're literally streaming up. I got a streamer now.
And Gasly is now overtaken by Fernando Alonso, who takes P2. Perez is following him. sure if you want. I'm doing a championship. I'm doing a simulation championship. Gasly fighting back on Alonso. Perez also in this P2 fight, but not just yet. Gasly gets past Alonso once again, but here comes Perez on the inside. He's past Alonso, and Gasly, what a move around the outside. But but the fight isn't over yet, and Carlos Sainz is getting in this battle as well. This is a 4-car fight for second place, and Fernando Alonso passes everyone. Carlos Sainz following him behind. Perez on the inside of Carlos. We're only 6 laps into this Grand Prix, and chaos is unfolding. And the Ferrari and the Red Bull could both get past Alonso here. Alonso's been passed by Carlos Sainz, who is up into second, and makes it a Ferrari 1-2 once again. But Fernando Alonso is holding on to this P3 here with Gasly in P4. Charles Leclerc now 2.5 seconds ahead of Sainz, with Alonso following him behind, then Gasly, Perez and Bottas, who's in P6. He was P2 after the pit stops from the wet tyres. Now the soft tyres are fading out, but here comes Gasly and Perez once again having another scrap. But here comes Bottas on Sergio Perez, and he's gone a bit wide. That's not going to help. Gasly, look at the soft tyres, they're really trying to fade away, and Perez has just drifted around that corner. That was quite a dramatic drift. We've got someone in the pits, I believe. I'm trying to figure out who it was. I believe, yeah, Bottas in the pits. He's onto the hard tyres. He's the first one on the softs to pit yet so far. Another scrap going on behind. Perez now ahead of Gasly. I think he was before. I think I'm just... Pog. Perez and Alonso, but Alonso pits, Perez stays out, and both Ferraris stay out as well. Look at the grip they have. They've actually got decent grip. Perez stays out as well. Gasly's tyres are wearing off fast. This could let Russell back through, as he is on much fresher softs. And look around that. What a move by George Russell around the outside. That's gonna get him into P4. Now Charles Leclerc stays out. Carlos Sainz, who is behind Leclerc, gets the alternate strategy and onto the hards first. Perez stays out once again, so does Russell. Gasly decides to box. Fernando passes him, and so does Bottas. Verstappen as well, and Vettel now gets ahead of him. Gasly, who was fighting for a podium, is now down in P9, but could be a bit higher due to the top 3 not boxing. But Charles Leclerc, those are very worn softs, and he finally boxes. I reckon Perez will as well this lap, and he does. So does Russell. So Leclerc, out he comes now, and Carlos comes out right behind him. Behind them is Fernando Alonso once again back in the podium fight, and here comes Bottas back in the podium fight. He pit way earlier, and he's on the hards, and he's fighting like a hero. Alonso, who could have got P2 in China, is now fighting for a podium again, but he's dropped down to P5, and here comes Perez, who is up into P3, overtaking Valtteri Bottas, who is still fighting back round the outside into the final couple of corners and into the final chicane. And it's settled. Sergio Perez in P3, and Alonso's about to pass Bottas for P4 as well. This has been a chaotic race so far. Turning light again. Lovely to see. Latifi's been lapped. The first one to be lapped, actually. Verstappen still needs to box. I believe. Yeah, he still needs to pit. So he is currently on the hard tyres, and those hards are looking very worn, so he's going to have to box again. Russell gets ahead of Bottas. Alonso still in P4, and I don't think he's going to be getting past Perez unless Perez's tyres worn out, because he is on the softs and Alonso is on the hards. The two Ferraris are on the hards as well, so maybe Perez can get into the top 2 fight, possibly get a win here in Spain. Carlos Sainz running P2 in his home race. Here comes Sainz lapping Ricciardo, wants to get these cars out of the way and back up to his teammate. And Ricciardo's really feisty here with Carlos. Not letting him past whatsoever, and this is letting Perez catch up from behind. The gap was 2 seconds last lap. Look at the gap now, it's under a second, so he needs to hurry up, and Ricciardo needs to move out the way. Perez now is on an absolute rampage, and he's already passed Carlos down the straight, and Sergio Perez is in P2. Verstappen is also boxed. He is currently on the softs in P9 behind Kevin Magnussen, who is on the hards. He's got a train of hard tyre runners ahead of him. Can he catch up to his teammate? That's the big question. Currently, Sergio Perez is chasing down Charles Leclerc like a lion, with Charles on the hards and Perez on the worn softs. It's a race against time, really, and will the championship leader pull off another victory here? That's the question everyone's asking. Stroll has just been lapped by Charles Leclerc, but he's not letting him by, and this is letting Perez catch up, and look at the gap now between them. Stroll's holding them both up. Leclerc's got past, but Perez down the straight. He actually hit the back of Leclerc, and now he's hit the back of Stroll. The soft tyres are getting even more worn, but here we go. Perez down the straight, Leclerc on the hards, Perez on the softs. And not past just yet, but Perez round the outside of the large right-hander, and he's got the move done, but Charles Leclerc is fighting back. Perez through on the inside, and on lap 17, the lead has swaps with 3 laps remaining. But the question is now, can Perez take his worn softs to the end of the race? That, because his tyres are very worn on those old softs. He needs to keep it going out there. Leclerc and Sainz Connery in second and third. The two Ferraris having a good race. Russell, wanting to get into the podium places, is following in quite nicely behind Carlos Sainz on the soft tyres. It's very worn soft tyres, I must say, but look at the traction he has on Carlos compared to literally every other car on that circuit. It's unbelievable. But Russell's gone onto the grass on those softs, stays out. Now the lead is now being swapped once again as Charles Leclerc gets past on the hard tyres. Perez, I think, not gonna lie mate, I think this is over. The soft tyres are completely gone, and I believe the same thing will happen to Russell here. I think Russell's tyres are more worn than what's his name's tyres. Russell's actually passed Carlos for P3, but Carlos is trying to fight back. Leclerc sailing off into the distance as Perez's worn tyres are just, I believe, going to manage to finish this race. Very, very worn. Grading on those tyres there. Going to be a good race for many drivers. Russell's going to pull off a podium for the Mercedes team. Many points for both Alfa Romeo and Alpine. And Ferrari get the win here. The championship leader Charles Leclerc wins in the Spanish Grand Prix. Perez finishes in P2, keeps the car and the tyres handy. And Russell finishes on the podium for Mercedes. Max Verstappen on those soft tyres managed to finish in P5. And Fernando Alonso, in the end, will finish P6 ahead of Bottas, Gasly, Vettel and Ocon in the top 10. Latifi is the only one to score points because of the stupid point system. But race results. What a race that was. I believe the only one out.
Are you gonna watch the stream?
Not right now. Constructors, Ferrari, doing great. Are you watching mine? That's my question.
No. I will in a minute.
Fair enough. No, Mikey, no. It's 6 gallon a month. Boring. Right, time for Monaco. Here we go. For the Monaco Grand Prix, Verstappen starts off in the lead. Perez and Leclerc going through Here we go, the top two only separated by what we actually can't see in qualifying. Russell still fighting up there from last race. Here we go, across the line. Leclerc looks like he's going to get pole, and he does. Leclerc on pole position. Not bad quality at all. Alex Albon getting P11 in the Williams. Very good qualifying from him. Leclerc wins in quali.
I'm sorry, how is Perez third? And Verstappen second and then Leclerc in first. That's actually realistic, but Russell in fourth? Nah.
No, that's realistic though. That's the thing. Russell's a good driver.
Hamilton, yeah, but I mean after Spain, not really.
Carlos Sainz P5, Gasly in P6. Right. Gasly needs to be nerfed. It's lights down the way. We've got our nearest Mr. drivers, you know. And Charles Leclerc in the lead in this race. Max Verstappen in P2, Carlos into P3. Charles Leclerc opted for the softs at the start. So did the other Ferrari. Both Red Bulls opted for the hard, and this is now affecting Verstappen's race, who is now down in P3. Russell overtaking, or tried overtaking Perez.
What a move! Fine, it's one movement.
There's lots of fights going down in the midfield. Look at this. Hamilton about to overtake his teammate. Will he be able to though? I don't think so just yet, but now he's found a gap, and he's found a great gap, and Mick Schumacher having a great race there, fighting with the Mercedes and Valtteri Bottas. He was fighting through. Look at Bottas. He's having a great race so far. But so far the two Ferraris are really starting to pull away. Leclerc, obviously not surprised, really leading the Grand Prix. I'm not very surprised that they are. But since, Hamilton overtaking Verstappen here for P3 in this race. Mental. You would have expected in real life Verstappen lapped Hamilton in Imola. Now Verstappen's actually being overtaken by Hamilton. And he's going to be overtaken by his teammate as well, from what it looks like. If he can find a gap. If he can find a gap, and he has. Perez. Oh, he tried getting past there, but now he can. Bottas on the softs as well, trying to follow through. He's going through. He's going in between them, and he's actually got past both of them. Into V4 goes Valtteri Bottas on the softs. Now, the two hard-running Red Bull cars are down in 5th and 6th from being 2nd and 3rd in qualifying. Hamilton in P3 with the Ferraris in front, and these two Ferraris are actually having a nice fight here. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc into what is the tunnel section.
Verstappen's just won the race on wets.
And is it dry?
It was getting dry in Mexico.
Oh jeez, this is near the end of the season. Here comes Charles Leclerc on Carlos Sainz. Leclerc's back in the lead on his home race. Carlos still trying to follow through. Hamilton's actually catching up, surprisingly. Russell's in P11 on those hards. Nobody's pit yet. None of the Ferraris are starting to slide around though. Here comes Carlos once again. Through on Charles Leclerc. Just about, from what it looks like. Back through goes Carlos Sainz. And Hamilton really close now to the front runners. Now, who's going to pit first? I'm going to have a look on the right side for how many people, like the people that are pitting. And right now, currently, nobody is pit. From the front, Hamilton stays out. Bottas is the first to pit. Right, okay. Bottas pits now, so does Gasly. And Schumacher and Alonso. So they will now... Bottas onto another set of soft tyres. interesting choice. He will come out behind Russell.
Next race is Hungary.
Oh, nice. Oh yeah, yours is a custom season. I just put a preset. Bottas thinks he could pull those softs to the end, and why not? That's my question. Leclerc hasn't pit, neither has Verstappen. Carlos though has pit, and he's overtaken Verstappen on those new softs. Hamilton as well, around a second and a half behind Verstappen, with Perez in P5 who still hasn't pit. He is on hards though, to be honest. And Leclerc, who was in the lead, is now in a fight with Hamilton, and he's behind Hamilton. Leclerc, the championship leader, the home racer, is now out of the podium places, but he can get the podium place back if he can overtake Hamilton. With Verstappen, who hasn't pit yet, ahead of them, and he finally does pit. Hamilton's fighting for P2, Leclerc's back in the podium places, and Carlos Sainz is in the lead this race. Could he get his first win in his Formula 1 career? That's the big question. Bottas in P4, Verstappen once again dropping back, and Gasly is now behind him with Alonso and Schumacher, who is still in the points. First points on the line, and so could Zhou as well. Perez on the hard tyre strategy is in P9. Terrible race for him. On the other hand, Sainz is really pushing to get through these back marker cars. While Hamilton is just trying to hold on against Leclerc.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Hamilton is in a Ferrari sandwich. He really can't do anything.
How's Perez second? I'm sorry, what? Yes, I'm watching Mr. Beast. I need emotional support.
You need therapy. Yes. Hamilton trying to get through the back markers. Latifi just gave that one up for free. Vettel's just going to be like normally, I reckon. He's having a good couple of races up to this point, and it's ended in him being lapped in Monaco. Hamilton is now chasing down Carlos at a pretty scary rate, I must say. But Leclerc gets the move done on Hamilton out of pretty much nowhere. That was a great move. Well, no, I didn't really anticipate to happen. Let's have a look at where the McLarens are. I believe neither of them are in the points. Yeah, exactly. McLaren is doing quite bad right now. Hamilton following through with the two Ferraris having a fight up ahead. Leclerc back into the lead and hits the wall, but Carlos, and he's now in P2. Charles Leclerc is back into the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix and back in the lead of his home race.
Oh my god!
Where he hasn't even won. He hasn't even won before.
How is Vettel P3? Schumacher's P4.
Every time Leclerc has raced,
P7, I think. My P7, yeah.
Every time Leclerc has raced at Monaco, he has retired from the Grand Prix. Back in 2018, his first season in Formula 1 had a crash with Brendan Hartley down at the chicane at the end of the tunnel section. In 2019, he had a wretched race after being knocked out in qualifying 1. Ended up retiring from floor damage. In 2021, he got pole position. He was on for the win. Then his gearbox broke from that crash in qualifying. And in 2022, Charles Leclerc is on for a win in his home Grand Prix with Carlos Sainz behind to make it a 1-2 for Ferrari. Smiles and tribulation for the Ferrari team, who win in Monaco. Charles Leclerc, for the first time ever, has won in his home race, and that's going to be one he's going to be remembering for a while. And seeing that performance today, I wouldn't imagine there's not more to come, because there is definitely more to come, because the championship leader has once again won here. in Monaco. What a race that was. Championship standings. On the other hand, Leclerc is leading by even more. The Red Bulls are tied on points currently after Monaco. They're both on 108. Russell doing a good job here for Mercedes in P5. Then Alonso P6 for Alpine. Hamilton P7, Gasly 8, Bottas 9.
Perez has only won one race in this season. Round 1 in round 1 to 8. Yeah. I mean,
we're heading into Canada next.
Races though. Yeah.
Heading into Canada now.
At Hungary, Perez was never in P1 ever in the Grand Prix, even in season 1. But now he is a comfortable 5 seconds, maybe 6 seconds ahead of Vettel in P2 because Verstappen had to pit. But Perez needs to pit as well. So that gap is going to close very quickly, and it's now unknown when he's going to pit. Verstappen might have gone for the undercut. Yes, he has. Perez has come in. Now, when is Verstappen going to come? Verstappen's ahead of Sergio Perez. He has lost the lead after 10 laps.
And qualifying's over, and Carlos Sainz gets pole position in the Ferrari. Unbelievable scenes here. First pole for Carlos ahead of his teammate Charles Leclerc. Verstappen, Hamilton, and Russell and Perez in P6. Mercedes seem to be back, followed by the Alfa Romeo Fernando Valtteri Bottas in P7. Fernando in P8, followed by Norris and Ocon in the top 10.
Where's Lando Norris? Jeez, Lando's all the way down in last. It's just been that.
You still watching mine?
What is going on here? Jesus Christ. Alonso, Tsunoda, Aiken and Bottas and Ocon all fighting.
What a start for Carlos Sainz. Verstappen, though, is fighting for the lead. Leclerc's on hard tyres. He's on the hard tyre strategy that Verstappen and Perez had in Monaco. You know, the one that absolutely failed. Verstappen is being overtaken. Hi, Jensen. Carlos Sainz is currently leading the Canadian Grand Prix, with Verstappen chasing him down. Leclerc's holding everyone up at the moment. Russell on the hard tyres seems to be faster than Leclerc, and Leclerc's in a Ferrari. And look at Russell now. He's trying to force his way through. Perez is on the softs, and he's now going to sail past Leclerc. No, he won't. He's just been squeezed into the corner. Leclerc's defending is really showing here, but Perez gets through on the straight, then goes into the barrier. He goes into the wall of champions. Doesn't get overtaken by anyone else behind. Alonso trying to get past Russell, and he does get past Russell. And now Hamilton trying to get past Perez.
Oh, Perez gone down the inside on his teammate into P1 in this Grand Prix. He's only lost the lead for 4 laps. He doesn't care. He's going to go back into the lead, and Leclerc's been lapped because he's somehow in 13th place.
Hamilton, Verstappen and Carlos having a fight for the lead. Didn't even see it. Verstappen round the outside into the final chicane. He's hit Carlos Sainz on the way through. Verstappen leads the Canadian Grand Prix. Carlos now in P2. But the fight for the lead is still on as we enter the hairpin, and out of it, Verstappen just seems to have the better straight line speed. Carlos around the turn 2 and around these couple of twisty corners, trying to follow through on Verstappen.
Oh, it's starting to rain.
And he's gone wide, and that's going to lose him lots of time. His teammate Leclerc on the hard tyres is actually catching up. Alonso's in P4.
Twist here around in the Hungarian Grand Prix. Schumacher and Vettel 3rd and 4th. Perez ahead in P1. Leclerc in P12. And somehow it's raining. And also Schumacher somehow in P4. Latifi somehow behind his teammate. Hamilton somehow ahead of his teammate. It is absolute diabolical scenes, and Latifi's staying out and not going on the wets for some reason.
Talking about Latifi. Wait, is it raining in what track?
It's in Hungary now. It's stopped raining already, so everyone's just done a bad call on going on to wets. Schumacher is on the podium in 3rd place on the soft tyres. He now just has to hold on Vettel, who is right on his tail. Let's just quickly go to them. Right now they're just fighting. Schumacher's holding off. Here on lap 17, it's close to the end. The clock is winding down.
Verstappen's Carlos into pits. He's the first one to pit on the soft tyres. He's going to come out.
18 out of 20. Who is going to get this podium? Is it going to be Schumacher or his German best mate, Vettel?
Fernando's just flopped. Fernando could have been P3, but he's failed and went to the grass, and then Perez is on the grass. Carlos Sainz
gets defended. Vettel trying to go the wrong way round to the outside of Schumacher. Down the straight they go now. Oh my goodness gracious. Vettel's trying to send. It's not worked out. He's still behind, but he's going to try again. Vettel is back in P3 on lap 19. Now, Schumacher needs to try and charge a Vettel. Full speed.
Right then. Leclerc leads from Carlos. Verstappen in P3. The top two are currently Ferraris, and Carlos Sainz squeezes through. Perez is on the wet tyres, and everyone else is now going for the wets as well, and it begins to rain, so everyone's going to be piling into the pit lane. Let's have a look at what's happening behind.
Hamilton is catching up onto Schumacher here. What is going on? Vettel is going to take P3. Perez wins the Grand Prix. Is one of his first wins this season, his second win.
Carlos goes
Schumacher
wide, so it's Verstappen.
Goes Hamilton goes 5th, Vettel goes 3rd, Sainz goes 6th. Not very good, very unpleasant day for the Ferrari team.
Right, now that it's raining, it's all down on pure pace, nothing to do with the tyres. The track is almost fully wet, but it's going back to dry, but they're going to stay out for another couple laps because the track on the thing is very, very wet, and it's still going up. The bar's still going. Now it's going back to not raining, but the track is still very treacherous.
And it's a 1-2 for Red Bull in the Drivers' Championship. Yep, I agree, Jensen. Vettel did well, as now he's 5th in the championship, overtaking George Russell. Also, Vettel's in 5th, and now Red Bull are going to start to dominate once again. But you know what? It's happened in season 1. Red Bull were dominating, and then Leclerc and Sainz just bashed them all to a wall, dominating the last couple of races. But now we've got more races. This time we've got 20, as you can see here. We've got the Bugatti circuit, we've got Nürburgring, we've got other tracks to now we are using. We've got Malaysia as well. But now we shall see our eyes to the east from Hungary and go to Japan for the Japanese Grand Prix in Suzuka. I wish Fuji was in the game.
I just really want to speak. Oh God, Fernando Alonso is ahead of Sergio Perez, and just by a bit as well. The track is now starting to really dry up, but Carlos in the lead with 2 laps remaining. Will Carlos Sainz get his first win? I said this in Monaco, maybe it's a commentator's curse, but will Carlos win his first race, or will Verstappen get another win to promote him up the championship and getting some extra points? Here comes Verstappen into the hairpin, and he's passed Carlos Sainz. Vettel pits. Carlos Sainz has another chance on the final lap. Verstappen still ahead, and you can hear the cheers from everyone who wanted to see Verstappen win the Canadian Grand Prix, and he's pulled it off. And what a race it sure was. Even though the rain's coming, it doesn't even matter because the race is about to end, and everyone's tyres are feeling dreadful, and the win goes to Max Verstappen. The Red Bull driver is victorious here in this race. And now everyone will be finishing the race. So most drivers are actually got lapped that race. Jeez. But Yeah, Fernando Alonso actually finished P4 for Alpine. Good race there. Schumacher P8. McLaren get points. I mean, they would, but more points. So, Drivers' Championship. Norris P9. Charles Leclerc still leads, but not by much. Not as much as before. Perez, who was tied on points with his teammate, is now in P4 behind Carlos Sainz by 2 points. Russell still in P5 with Alonso 6, Hamilton 7th, and nothing much has really changed. Constructors' Championship wise though, nothing much either. Red Bull closing in off of Ferrari, and nothing really much to brag about there. Look at the tracks we have here. And then we end it with Brazil and that. That should be interesting. I'd like to see how Italy is like, but you can't do with Italy because Austria's up next. The Austrian Grand Prix is upon us. And Max Verstappen was leading. George Russell is up there. And now falling back. No, he's not. Still there. Up the front. Everyone's very close. The pole could be won by 3 people. And Charles Leclerc looks like he might get it. Down the straight. And look how close everyone was. But look at this for our qualifying. Alexander Albon in a Williams is in P7. That is a great finish there for Alex. Gets P7 in a Williams in qualifying. Both Mercedes P3 and 5. And Carlos P6. Charles Leclerc on pole position by quite a lot. The Verstappen fans hoping that their boy wins the race. Lights out, and away we go. Verstappen into turn 1, and he already takes the lead from Charles Leclerc. Hamilton on the inside of Russell, and into turn 2. Verstappen leads. Hamilton on the inside of Leclerc and takes second place from him. Leclerc is falling back with Verstappen leading. Hamilton and Verstappen once again will have the opportunity to fight. Alexander Albon in P4, now P3 in a Williams. This is unbelievable. If Williams actually pull this off, I have no words really. What's happening? But he gets overtaken by Perez. Let's see how he does throughout the race and gets back P3. Hamilton is leading the race on those softs. The soft tyres will last around 13 laps on this circuit. The hards, on the other hand, will last for much longer, as you probably would guess. Nothing much else really happening. Bottas down in P16. Quite disappointing race so far for him. Perez gets back ahead. Gets ahead of Albon. Even he's dropping back. Hamilton leading the race ahead of Max Verstappen. But of course, Verstappen has the better car. Could probably get past Hamilton with some extra power, some extra speed. Hopefully, won't be that hard to get past him. But look at Leclerc; he's really struggling on those hards, thinking he can go to the end of the race. Well, he can't because it lasts 14 to 19 laps. So, unlucky lad. For Hamilton on the softs, Leclerc's on the hard tyre strategy. Hamilton now is leading up ahead of both Red Bulls. Maybe he won't be leading for long though, as Verstappen is following it behind, and down the straight he goes. Max Verstappen fighting with Lewis Hamilton once again, and look at that. So very close, and Verstappen back in the lead of this race. Hamilton slowly dropping down. So Verstappen and everyone now who's on softs have entered the pit stop zone. The pit window is open for the soft tyres, for the soft tyre runners. Alpine Austria. Hamilton still following through here with Verstappen, still keeping a nice gap to the second for the 2021 champion, who he was fighting with in that season. And Hamilton boxes ahead of Verstappen. He's trying to do the undercut here on him. Perez stays out as well. So does Carlos. Hamilton must have very worn tyres then. I'm not sure. Maybe he is doing an undercut and I just don't know. Albon stays out as well, but Hamilton gets out ahead of him. Leclerc obviously staying out. He's on the hard. Verstappen really struggling. He boxes now. So does Perez. Where will Hamilton come out? He will come out just behind Verstappen. Verstappen stays ahead. Alex Albon proceeds to stay out, and so does Carlos Sainz. Leclerc obviously on the hard tyres, don't really have to say much about that. P6 he is currently, and behind Albon and Perez. Albon's really struggling on those on old softs, and he finally pits. So does Carlos, which gives Verstappen some fresh air in the lead of this race. Leclerc still yet to pit because his zone hasn't opened up yet. He's waiting for lap 14 to 19 where he will pit, and Vettel has got past Leclerc, and Leclerc actually pits now, so the start's must have been quite worn for him. Pits, so does Russell, and Leclerc comes out behind Albon in P8, the championship leader. P8 right now in Austria, and Alpine looking good, 9th and 10th. Not bad really, I must say. Joe's the only one left on hard, and now he's just pit. Hamilton's falling behind Verstappen, looking quite comfortable out in the lead. Let's have a look at how Leclerc's doing, because he's fighting with Albon currently for P7. The Williams just trying to hold on to get some good points. Leclerc trying to get past. And Leclerc's passed to Albon, so up into P7. His next driver is Kevin Magnussen, up the road in P6. He's just going to have to lap Joe quickly, and he does that with ease. Albon down to P8, still going to pull over some good points for Williams, but not as much as he could have got. He was in the podium at one point, obviously, but the Williams isn't that fast, as you could probably tell, so Hamilton's actually dropped down to 3rd, so he's got overtaken by Perez, and if Vettel catches up, or Sainz even, one of those two, then Hamilton's podium is out. But Vettel, from what we know, isn't catching up that well. Well, from what you can see from the gap, the distance, from all of that. Albon still following behind Leclerc, even a relative distance. Magnussen doing very well for the Haas team. I think Schumacher got his first points in Monaco just a couple of races ago. Perez lapping all the cars now, getting lots of traffic. Just about squeezing through though. Gonna have to get past the Latifi. Does that. Alonso and Russell. Russell gets past. I think the gap is actually quite small. And look at Vettel and Sainz. Sainz overtakes Sebastian Vettel, and with only 2 laps remaining, well, pretty much 1 lap, to be fully honest. It doesn't look like Hamilton's going to be caught. No, he won't. His tyres look relatively right. But Max Verstappen won the last race and in Canada, and will now win the Austrian Grand Prix in front of his own fans that came to watch him win the Grand Prix, bring back the championship lead down. And he's done it here with his championship run, finishing in P5. That's some relatively good points there for the team. Still driving, racing. Norrison's signs, so his line's already finished, but these guys may have finished the race and they were just forced to. So, race results: Verstappen wins. Leclerc finishes in P5. The championship lead goes down. Alex Albon finishes P8, 12 points for the Williams team. Must accelerate them up the table in the constructors. So Leclerc still leading, but the gap is closing down, both in the drivers and the constructors championship. Williams still bottom. How sad. UK's up next in Silverstone. I'd love to see this then. Right. Silverstone it is then. Oh god. Right. Silverstone it is. It is even. Okay. Verstappen's actually following through from both Ferraris here. Norris doing quite well, P7. Who's going to get pole as we cross the line? Leclerc and Verstappen. And Verstappen's on pole. Very close at the front. It's a 1-3 for Red Bull, 2-4 for Ferrari. Then you got the Mercedes, the McLaren, and the Alfa Romeo, Aston Martin, and Alpine finishing off the top 10. Alex Albon and P11 again, keeping up the good qualifying streak. Here we go then for the race. 5 red lights and it's out. Lights out and away we go. Verstappen and Leclerc into turn 1. Verstappen trying to hold on, but Leclerc, both of them are heading into Cops now. Verstappen and Leclerc. Verstappen is ahead. Keeps the lead from Leclerc, but Perez is fighting back here to try and get P2, and Hamilton's catching up as well. So is Bottas as well. So is Bottas. Leclerc's on the hard tyres, on the hard tyre strat, which is not very good. So is Carlos, Norris, and I think Vettel as well. This is not exactly what they all wanted. I'm sorry for my commentary, I'm getting bored slightly. But the front, Perez and Verstappen. Perez now gives the lead to Verstappen. Verstappen's in the lead of the British Grand Prix. Bottas P4, Hamilton P3. This is a very close battle here. Nice, trying to get past Hamilton for the podium spot. He's actually done it here in the Alfa Romeo. The podium is on, he says. I could bet he's selling it through his driver radio. Podium is on. He's gonna go get it. Albon in P6, keeping up the good race results. And it might seem sus even though I'm controlling him, but trust me, it's nothing to do with me controlling him because the driver speed is on 1, which means it's the same as every other car. Alex Albon's just putting off a great result here. Simple as that. He's actually catching up Bottas with the top 2. Verstappen's been overtaken by Perez once again. On pits. Yep. Right, I'm going to pause that for a minute. Okay, let's resume. Perez pits. Verstappen stays out. Leclerc's still drifting around. Was on Hamilton. Leclerc comes out ahead of Verstappen. Now Verstappen gets ahead, now back ahead of Leclerc. Look at Leclerc, Bottas trying to hold on for the podium, and Bottas hasn't got through, but around now is the time where Leclerc will have to pit, because he hasn't pit yet. Hamilton has though. That's Bottas' real threat to his podium. Yeah, Leclerc hasn't pit, Hamilton has, Russell hasn't, Albon has, Magnussen hasn't, Sainz hasn't. Leclerc still stays out, but look how bad he's drifting now. Hamilton into P4. Leclerc's drifting around like crazy, and I think Magnussen of all people is going to overtake him. Now everyone's in the pits because they just saw rain is on the way. You can always see Norris. It's on the wets. It's not raining just yet. And now we have entered point of rain, so Perez has timed that perfectly. Verstappen's in. Bottas will be in as well. Alright. Bottas out of the pit lane. Still P3. It's going to be less rain. Still raining though. Verstappen's still drifting around. Magnussen's in P4. Leclerc's in P5. Currently, Hamilton P6. Russell 7th, Albon 8th. Carlos Sainz down P11. This is very sad. The rain is slowed down, but it's getting back to heavy. And I believe these, even if the rain does stop, it's going to be rain, wet tyres all the way to the end, because look at the rain meter on the right side. That's just going to keep going up and up. And
Hey.
it's nearly full now, high. Perez might look like he's going to get his first win, but Verstappen's still trying to push through. He's currently trying to lap Zhou. Bottas might get the podium with Magnussen 5 seconds behind. Leclerc catching up to Magnussen. Hamilton's following in through, so is Russell. Albon as well in P8. Great race he's racing right now. Gasly's in the points, so is Tsunoda. Albon trying to lap Stroll, does that nicely. So Verstappen really struggling here, and look at the rain meter up to the max. Verstappen then on the final lap, well, not the final lap, the penultimate lap of this race, trying to get past Perez, and he's on the inside. He gets past before Cops, and now Carlos Sainz is being lapped by the Red Bulls. It's unbelievable here, Carlos. He's not here.
Oh, I was muted.
Yeah, man.
Okay, good.
Why is people not paying for wets when it's dry?
Perez. He got past by Verstappen last lap, and now Verstappen looks like he's going to win here in Britain. The British Grand Prix is in the hands of the Dutchman, who will now win the British Grand Prix, and the chase is still on for the championship lead. Perez finished P2 to get that double podium, the 1-2 for Red Bull. Bottas holds on to Magnussen to get his first podium of the season, and for the team of this, Magnussen finishes more than credible 4th for the Haas team. Leclerc the championship leader in P5, Hamilton P6, Russell 7th, Alex Albon 8th, and the two AlphaTauris, Gasly and Tsunoda, P9 and 10, with Carlos only finishing 12th. Sorry, 11th even, not 12th. Look at those race results. The championship leads still not Verstappen, but the gap is 10 points. 10 points is the difference between the two drivers at the top. And Red Bull now take the lead of the Constructors' Championship, with 4th place still up for grabs, with 3 points separating Alpine and Alfa Romeo. And we can finally move on to the second page of tracks. Thank the Lord. Next race is Hungary, so I'd love to see that. Here we go then, in Germany. Verstappen's currently on provisional pole. It's going to heavy rain in qualifying, mid-quali. How's that going to affect anything? Don't think it will, because there's only a couple corners remaining. Yeah. Nothing being affected there with quali. Who's watching TikTok? Alright, thanks.
Oh.
Just... Right.
Bam, ba-dum, bam, bam.
So unlucky.
Lights out and away we go. Max Verstappen off the line well. Better start than Charles Leclerc, who's in the lead of the race. Side by side, these two. down towards the hairpin. Hamilton round the outside of Verstappen. Will he make the move? No. Heavy rains on the way though. Coming soon.
Get something of so good at nothing. There ain't no.
Verstappen made a bad choice starting on the hards.
In London, they do.
Push Russians in the best. We Russians got good guns to coming.
Coming.
Yes.
Perez overtaking Charles Leclerc, and it's already turning dry already. What is
you both
this?
on that racing still?
I am, yeah.
Is it done that yet?
Yeah.
Do you guys want to do pro clubs after this?
I'm alright.
Pro clubs are mid.
Or
So I
mid?
mean. Oh, you're mid.
Oh,
Pro mid.
But you're midder than Leo.
true.
Mid clubs.
But we're
Yeah,
McDonald's footy. We're the
Bro, imagine
we're
being
the
mid-pull. Imagine supporting mid-pull.
Oh, ask my mate Zach and ask
imagine
one of my
supporting
brothers.
mid ham.
Bro.
Imagine
Who
supporting
lost to
Brian,
West Ham?
couldn't be me.
Just a question. Just a question.
Who was, yeah,
Mid-pull
who
lost to West Ham.
so
Who finished in the
mid
Conference
seat.
League?
Now, can we just
What
talk?
did
Can we just
Magnussen?
talk about this? How the hell is Spurs top 4?
I know.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Man United flopped it. I mean, not surprised, but yeah.
Man United is shit. We can all admit that.
Yeah.
Like, Phil supports Man United. He's just
Sad.
he's sad. When that, oh my god, doesn't matter. Mount's got it. It's fine. Bro, I've got Mount in my England squad, and the fucking Real Madrid.
Among Us.
No, just no.
Among Us.
Among Con,
Yes, a mum come.
your mum cummed.
Oh. Hard tyres can last for 12 to 17 laps.
Good at nothing.
So, let's see if these hard tyres can last the end. Everyone's on hards.
Oh, a ball.
Ball.
Oh. Yeah, balls. Oh my god, how's that not gone in? That's bounced off the post, then the keeper, off the post again. It hasn't gone in. Oh.
That's dream.
Oh my days, how was the keeper save that? But we're playing Austria. I saw the Spanish Grand Prix. That was just sad.
Yeah, Carlos Sainz got taken out by the wind.
Oh bro, it was just a sad weekend for Ferrari. And I'm a Ferrari fan. It was
Just for
very
my
sad.
Miami. I'm an Aston Martin fan. You don't know what pain I'm going through. At least we can get at least points every race.
Bro, how was Green Bull fan going along?
Oh,
Green
please,
Bull?
nothing was fast.
Yeah, Green Bull, you're not seeing what they did to the side pods.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, of course.
Honestly,
When's Monaco?
Honestly, it makes the car look better. I'm being honest.
When's
I mean, the
Monaco?
thing is, I
It just
couldn't
didn't
watch the
improve
race.
anything. Is Monaco
Yeah.
next?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the exact same reaction I had.
Yeah, same. Because I'm an Aston Martin fan. So Michael Stroll's gonna. And then
What's happened? We need to know who's gonna come out in front as we see Lance Stroll
Stroll. Yeah.
Go over
No,
the
no,
curb a
no.
bit much. Go over the curb.
in it.
That I can just run through the Austria's defence, which is their keeper's too good. As soon as I say that, I score.
Base money, fancy cars.
Close, option covers, 90 spoons.
Talk solo, your tone.
If you need an illegal line.
Gang killer Al Capone.
Shoot a pheasant through the bone.
Tweed jacket on the go. Number 15. Can I have a number 15?
Can I shove a number 15 down your ass?
Yes.
Charles Leclerc in the lead of the Germany Grand Prix.
Germany.
Leclerc's
I wish
pole
this was the
for
German
the
Grand Prix.
Italian Grand Prix.
Will there ever be a Polish Grand Prix? Can someone find that out?
No.
There is an actual Polish Grand Prix, but I mean it should be accepted by Formula One.
What track
What grade is it?
Poznan GP. You should see the layout is actually very good.
What grade is it on the FIA?
I think it's grade B or A. It's grade B.
Oh, so
What did it need to upgrade?
so it's like suitable for
grade A.
endurance racing.
Yeah, there is endurance racing in there.
What do they need to upgrade? What do they need to upgrade?
Don't know. It should be grade A in my opinion. Yeah, actually, no, but seriously, it should be grade A.
What's its lap times?
I mean, there's 14 corners.
It sounds alright, if I'm being honest. Like, it sounds really good.
Search up a picture.
You probably
Hold
doesn't
on.
have a picture right now.
Search up a picture and send it to the Giants SMP chat.
Hold on.
What, on his phone?
Yeah.
I don't have it on my phone.
Just literally
Jensen, you do it.
on Discord. I can't be bothered. I'm in the middle of a FIFA match. Fuck off.
Fair enough. I'm sorry.
You do it, Jack.
My phone's dead.
For God's sake, none of us can do it.
I mean, I can send it on Discord.
Yeah.
But my
do
phone's
that.
dead.
What the fuck?
Hold on.
Just why can't you do it? You're the only one who has the app.
The fastest lap is a 1:45.9.
What?
Tea and biscuit. Hunting. Hops and coppers.
It's in the Renault
come
Clio RS3 Cup and the Porsche 911 Camera S.
Okay, so like
yeah.
GT3
Lap
cars.
recorded 1:45.9.
Oh,
It sounds really good.
It
So-
is 4.08 kilometers, 2.54 miles.
Send me a picture, man.
just send a
Alright,
picture on the group chat.
You
I'm
can't.
gonna.
Send me the picture, then I'll send it to Jack.
Yeah.
Alright,
Not on Discord though.
No, I'll do it.
I'll send it to him on Discord, to Jensen.
Yeah.
Send it to me.
It's actually good track. It's actually good track.
It's actually good track. Yes,
No,
indeed.
seriously.
It's good track. Just like your.
Okay, just gonna send you it now.
These hard tires that everyone is on is as worn as your.
Monster.
There you go.
Fucking hell. There's a karting track?
Yeah.
You're taking the piss.
This is apparently grade B. I'm not joking.
I mean, I think I know why it's grade B. We need more corners.
14.
Wait, show us a picture.
That's I think
14's
that's,
not enough for F1. Nowhere near.
No.
Austria's got 10.
I mean,
Yeah.
where's
How much
the
cor-
car-
how-
is the-
How much corners did short Bahrain have last year? Or in 2020
Like-
even?
Oh, fucking tons.
I mean, that's outer Bahrain, that's not short.
Outer, whatever.
It's got the equivalent corners.
Then the curbs by any chance?
There's definitely curbs. Why should there not
I know, but first corner. Honestly,
It's
the
got
karting
eight.
track was
China has
better.
that.
The karting track was
Malaysia
better. I'm
has
joking.
that.
The karting track was better.
Look at the karting track. It's just
Look at the
squiggly
seat.
lines.
I don't see.
I know,
Look,
but it's still.
a little. It actually looks like the Spanish GP. The karting track.
It's got
Just a
like
little bit.
2 DRS zones.
What, the karting track?
No. The actual track.
Jack. Look at the karting track. It does. Don't tell me that doesn't look like Spain a little bit.
Right.
Beat J200 by any chance?
Yeah.
Did you James look at his
Is it J-Star?
He might go to fucking jail. He's gonna go to prison because he snuck into the Euro final.
Oh my god.
Can you see the other
For
picture?
10 years.
Send the other picture, Jensen.
10 years.
What? Who?
Man did his
Who-
boxes when he
what?
got. Listen.
Why?
I've got caught on the 7th of June. On the 7th of June, you must appear at the courthouse. Fraud by false representation, 10 years in prison. And you're probably thinking, J2, you're not a criminal, but some of you may remember. Yes, open it. Around 6 weeks after the Euro final, I'm chilling in my bed, in my boxes. I hear a knock at the door. Obviously, I think this is a postman. I didn't check the window, I just went straight downstairs. Open the door, peek around the corner, 2 armed police officers. I'm talking bulletproof vests, I'm talking tasers, and I'm just stood there in my boxes. And they go, we need to ask you a few questions. Let me go get dressed quickly, I'm in my pants. And they say, no, wait, we need to supervise you just in case you run. So I'm chilling in my bed, in my boxes. It's around 11. I didn't check the window, I just went straight downstairs. Open the door, peek around the corner, 2 armed police officers. I'm talking bulletproof
Skip that bit.
and they go, we need to ask you a few questions.
Verstappen, okay, looks like this time Ferrari isn't going to come back.
Just in case I run. Bro, is this GTA? What, they think I'm going to jump out the window? So they're following me up the stairs. My bum crack's probably out. My boxers probably aren't all up properly. So they've got a nice little view coming up the stairs. I get changed. They take me downstairs, fully clothed this time. My bum crack's probably still out though. So I need to check. It's not read out my rights. You have the right to remain silent. All of that, yeah. It's not just movies. That stuff's real, yeah? So they escort me outside. And that's when I realised there's a police car, there's a police van, and there's an undercover police car as well. All for me. I'm gonna start shooting the place up, bro. It's not GTA, bro. You'll never catch me.
Oh, it's Champions League. Fuck. I don't want to do the Champions League. Shit. Dortmund Sporting and us.
I'm watching RC cars ride around the Nürburgring Nordschleife.
So, can we just talk about Group A for the Champions League? Juventus, Barcelona, Southampton. What the fuck?
Wait, you simulating the Champions League?
No. PSG's got to dominate. Arsenal got it in Champions League. They better win.
The Polish track
Mhm.
is on. I think it is on Assetto Corsa.
It's a shame if it's not on Gran Turismo because I want to actually play it.
It's actually good. I've
What
actually
is?
watched that, Brandon.
Oh my god.
What is?
The Polish
You
GP track is on Assetto Corsa.
Hmm.
Even Kubica's rided it.
Rided it.
Yeah,
Rided it.
rided it, lad.
Driven it. He's driven it in his F1 car for Renault in 2010.
Rided
I
it.
think I saw a video of that, yeah.
Rided it.
Fuck's sake, Jack.
Rided it.
Jack, shut the fuck up.
Rided it.
Shut up, man.
Rided it. Ride it.
Malaysia.
Come.
Monster.
Baby.
And
I've never seen Malaysia
monster.
on this game, so let's see this.
And the car monster.
Oh,
seeing
come
North
on,
Shore.
son.
89 rated Mount.
come
91
on, son.
Vinicius Junior.
Juna. Yes.
Junior. 91 Keats. Just come on. Trent's been injured and he's like 92 rated. I was having a shot, then got bodied.
In it.
In it.
Hmm.
Overhead. Bang.
Kubita!
Jack, do you know how to do fake shots? In FIFA. Jack, do you know how to do fake shots?
No.
Okay, so it's circle, and then X. Straight after.
Alright.
Do you actually drive it in an F1 car, or was it in a different car? Oh, that beautiful picture. I'm taking a screenshot of that.
Whoa, man, so look at the noise. Shut up.
Hobnob.
Yeah, you.
Hobnob.
No, Haaland.